listen carefully. Please listen carefully.
You are enjoying the Full Tank Podcast, sponsored in part by Faith Words. Want a taste of my best-selling book, The Full Tank Life? Go to thefulltanklife.com and pull down a free sample chapter and order the book.
Today, my friend Ben Tankard has become known as the Godfather of gospel jazz. He sold millions of albums, pastors a church, travels the world sharing his music. Like with Ben, God is working behind the scenes, lining up what you need.
And you know, at the Full Tank Podcast, we're all about the next comma. The next comma in your income, the next comma in what God has called you to do in your talents and your resources and your life and your relationship. And I'm so excited because I got my play nephew in town. He reminds me so much of myself. And I'm pouring into this guy because he's on his way to billionaire status as a great musician. But in the podcast chair at Full Tank Podcast, behind the white mic, we got Kofi B. What's going on, Sling?
What's up, man?
Oh man, you looking good, man.
I'm good, man. I'm trying to be like you out here.
Man, how you make it look so easy, dog?
Well, you know, hey, I'm 26 now, so I rest better than
you on the 30 side of 25.
You don't remind me about that, but yeah. And today's my birthday too. So.
Oh man, we are so excited to have you here, man. We're gonna have a good chat. We're gonna have a good time. A lot of people don't know who you are yet, but that is about to change. This guy, he tore up the Apollo.
Thank you, man. You know, hey, I love doing what I do. You know how it is, man, when we're performing and whatnot.
Oh, man. So walk us through. How did you get the call for the Apollo, man?
I was 19 years old at the time, and I was randomly submitting different audition videos because at the time I was trying to go to Berklee College of Music. So I made these videos, and I was like, well, you know, instead of just using them for college, let me use it for Berklee. Let me use it for, other colleges as well, but also going into Apollo Theater Amateur Night and doing America's Got Talent too. So I submitted it randomly to the Apollo. I was in Manhattan at the time, and I was just thinking about it. I was like, I should do this.
Just on a whim.
Just randomly, man. And I did it and then didn't think anything of it. A couple months later passed, and I got this random email, and I thought it was like a spam email when I first got it because I didn't even know they was going to send me a message or anything. But it said like, congratulations, we want you for the first round in February of 2019 or 2019. And man, the rest is history, man. I mean,
wow.
Went there. I did lose that final round. So they have like multiple rounds. So if you keep winning throughout, you make it to that grand finale. That first year I did it, I made it to the grand finale, but I lost. But then they came back after the pandemic, and that's when I took that $20,000 grand prize. Man.
Now, that's a lesson right there because some people would have taken that first loss and be like, you know something, I'm done. Let me do something else. What in you at such a young age made you go back to the river one more time?
I learned a lot from that first experience. I think, and that's been my story of my life, man. I mean, I've been a resilient individual from the jump. I'm from an area where it's hard to really take no as the first answer. I mean, or as the final answer, really. I mean, I've never searched for, somebody diminish my value. I've always looked for someone that can help elevate it. And in the process of that, you find people that try to, tell you what you can't do and things of that nature. So I've always been like just resilient on pushing forward through that feeling.
So being from Akron, Ohio.
Yes, sir.
Where I know there's an opportunity to end up on the wrong side of the law.
Yeah, for sure.
How did you navigate that, man, with all this temptation and all this out here?
I think the music side of my life has been the biggest blessing, not just because of how much I love doing it, but how much it kept me out the streets. I mean, when you play a piano, you got to practice. And
right.
If you want to be good at it, you better play it for at least 2 to 3 hours a day.
So when did you start playing piano?
I was 8 years old.
Okay.
8 years old when I started, which was relatively late for most kids. And but I just took classical lessons, and my mom saw a random advertisement for it. I'll never forget it. She was looking in this little newsletter that she had and saw this little advertisement for piano lessons, and she was like, "Kofi, you wanna try it?" And I was doing baseball at the time, and I was doing karate.
Okay.
And clearly, she knew I wasn't gonna be in the MLB or the MMA. So I was like, "Let me try this music stuff out." And then I gave it a shot, and that first class, I remember I was like, "Nah, this is not going to be for me." It was a big group lesson. But then after that lesson, when I was about to leave, the piano teacher had pulled me aside, and she just wanted to know how I felt about the lesson. I kind of just told her, I was like, it's a good lesson, but it's good for somebody else. I don't think I'm going to come back here. But while I was talking, she took my hands and she grabbed them and she looked at them, and then she looked up at me and she said, "Kofi, I see something in you." And I never heard nobody say that to me. So when she said that, I just trusted what she said. She said, "Just stick with me. Let's do private lessons instead of these group lessons."
Really?
Yeah.
So there was a call on your life even way back then.
And I guess she saw it. I mean, my journey has been centered around entertaining, right? I mean, before I was playing piano, I was dancing. Before I was playing piano, I was speaking. So I was doing all that stuff, and I just love to put smiles on faces. But yeah, like you said, I mean, I think in my life, people have that instinct to kind of just see the potential before I saw it in myself. And I've always talked about that, like finding the potential in your purpose, because I think that purpose isn't rooted into like a trade or a skill set. I think it's a gut feeling from within.
Gotcha.
But if you trust that gut feeling, it'll lead you, to that passion and that talent that you can feel that purpose in it. So I think that life has kind of been this journey has been kind of storybook in a way for me, just to see how the stars have aligned and cycles of things that I've used to experience. Now I'm still experiencing now as a 26-year-old, and but it's been such a cool journey, man.
I'm so proud of you, man. I see a lot of me and you. Normally when you see somebody that's doing something great, the first thing that hits your spirit is, how can I connect myself with this, and how can that help me? But in your case, I'm like, I saw you and I said, something, I wish I could just snap my finger and put everything that I know in my mind into this kid's mind, because I can see that he's going big places, and I'd like to help him avoid the mistakes that I made. I'd like to, be a conduit to him, to a revelation of God's anointing on his life. You probably already recognize it, but there's a great anointing on your life, not just for music, but for inspiration. The way that you speak to people, the way you talk between your songs and your concerts. And so when I saw you, man, I was like, Lord, give me an opportunity to bless this young man with some knowledge. And then when you reached out to me and we began to connect, you was like hungry and like,
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah, because like, first of all, I grew up listening to you. My mama loves you. And
Yes, sir.
She'll tell you that till the cows go home. She ever since I was a kid, man, Songs of Solomon was something she played when I was in the car in preschool, and like that was her record. She done scratched that thing out. That CD, I don't even know if you can play it no more. But it's just, so again, to be able to have that as just a foundation of my musical knowledge and stuff, of understanding what piano was like and everything like that. And now knowing you, I jump at the opportunity, because for you to make that impact on somebody who I love, I'm a mama's boy.
Yeah.
So, my mom looks up to this individual, and this is before I had an interest in piano like that. But
Gotcha.
to be able to know, like, man, a guy like this that has such a tug on my mom's emotions musically, why wouldn't I want to, figure out what got him to this point? Like, what was your secret? What was your lane? So, again, but the thing that I want to also highlight, and I thank you for, man, is for being that type of individual, because there's a lot of guys in this world of entertainment that don't do what you do. That
the gatekeepers stuff, yeah.
So it's as much as you are open to share, I'm open to hear. I always tell people, man, I learn more because I love learning more than I love teaching other people how to do something, because experience is the greatest teacher in life. This is one of those things I'm gonna be able to talk to my kids about. Be like, man, when I was 26, I was with Ben Tankard talking about this and this. So,
well, there's an old proverb that says that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I was 26 when I moved to Nashville, and since then, 15 gold records on the wall, 6 platinum albums. Still can't read music, but God has added commas. And I say this all the time. This whole podcast is around the fact that so many times people will put a period at the end of your name, which is basically putting a period at the end of the mistakes that they remember you made. Oh, that's Roger. He dropped out of college, period. And they identify Roger as a college dropout. But God has a way of turning that period into a comma. Yes, that is Roger, the dropout, but comma, the husband now, comma, the businessman, comma, the musician, comma, the pilot, comma, the whatever. And so I'm into the comma and to what's next. And you are just getting off the ground. And so I want this podcast to be a little different, to where sometimes on our episodes, the person has so many accolades that it takes 2 hours just to get through their accolades. But on this podcast, I'd like to throw you out there in the field as a podcaster yourself.
Yeah.
And so you interview me. What do you need to know to take this Apollo-winning gift to the next level? Because you're touring without a record.
Yeah.
Who does that? Who does that? You're in City Winery all over the nation.
Yeah.
People are packing out, sending low-ticket alerts. I saw a low-ticket alert. That means you better hurry and get your ticket. This guy is selling out.
Hey, man.
And you don't even have a full record finish yet. You did a single, but, navigate us through what you need. What could be in my mind that could help you get to the next level?
This segment sponsored by Sirius XM Watercolors.
Ben Tankard at Sirius XM Watercolors with PJ Faulkner, and he has got quite the combination of talents. Let's see, as you just heard, he is a musician of the highest caliber. He's also a pastor, a former pro basketball player, a reality dad on TV, and a pilot. And you may have seen him at the Seabreeze Jazz Fest last month. Next up for him, the Steel City Jazz Fest, mid-June. Ben Tankard. He's got 2 thumbs up for me on watercolors.
This segment sponsored by Sirius XM Watercolors.
Let's walk it back. You said you moved here when you were 26. We moved to this area in Nashville. What made you say, I gotta move here? Like, was it the music that made you want to move here?
Absolutely. I was a dog catcher in Tallahassee, Florida, a former NBA player with no contract, and had a gift to play keyboard, but it was a combination of gospel and jazz. And at the time, back in the late 80s, the churches were saying, you're too jazzy for us. And the jazz clubs were saying, you're too gospel for us. There's no such thing as gospel jazz. And so I had to get a job to keep food on the table, and dog catcher was the only thing that was available. And so I'm catching dogs, and I go into a music store one day on my dog catching lunch break, and I'm playing around on the keyboard. I can't afford to buy the keyboard. I'm just playing around on it. And there's a lady shopping in the store for a piano. She hears me playing, and she says, "Oh, I'll buy the piano that the dog catcher's playing." The store owner hires me as a keyboard demonstrator because of that. So that's God putting the pieces together. But I'm still in Tallahassee, Florida, working from a dog catcher now to a keyboard demonstrator. And I start recording demos and stuff, and I do my own first recording. And everybody says, man, if you're gonna make it in music, you gotta get out of Tallahassee, Florida. You gotta go to New York or LA or maybe Nashville. Nashville hit my spirit because I'm from Florida, I'm from the country. Only thing I had heard about Nashville was hee-haw. watching He on TV.
Okay.
You know, and so I picked Nashville because that seemed like a natural flow for me. And I went to the Memphis Church of God in Christ National Convention with the Clark sisters' mom, Maddie Moss Clark, puts on this big concert. And she heard me. I was selling my cassettes in the lobby, and she heard the music. She invited me to the concert to play, and I played that night. And I did that night what you did at Apollo.
Pretty much, okay.
You had your shot. You had 5 minutes to get it done. And I came out and I smashed it. And that night, there was a white company in town, a white record label from Nashville that was in Memphis in the audience, and they heard me play. And that's how the connection was made. And they hired me as a executive and as an artist, and that's what moved me to Nashville.
The span of time that this all happened, is this happening, what, first week you get to Nashville, you just, boom, you getting the opportunity? Is that really how it happened?
No, I was still working as a keyboard demonstrator when I was in Memphis. I was in Memphis for the weekend.
Okay.
And then this company sees me, and it says, hey, we'd like you to relocate to Nashville, and we're opening up a black division of our white record label. So they hired me, and I put in my resignation at the music store, and within 3 months.
And that was in Florida.
Mm-hmm. I moved from Florida to Nashville within 3 months of being discovered by these people.
So you went to Memphis while you were in Florida, right? And then that's when you played the event.
Yeah.
Just, okay. So you didn't just up and move to Nashville because someone said you should move to Nashville.
No, the opportunity to move to Nashville came from me getting out, going places, playing, and Maddie Moss Clark, the Clark sisters' mom, saw me when I was out trying to make it happen. That's a lesson right there. You just can't sit at home in your environment waiting for the phone to ring.
That's what I'm kind of getting at too. I mean, also, because what my generation, I think we think about is, oh, if we're not in LA, it's not going to happen. What I see a lot of people do, especially when I went to Berkeley, was a lot of kids would wait until they graduated to start doing the things that they should have been doing, while they were there in school.
So they didn't hit the ground with their feet moving.
No. And then that was the disadvantage / advantage that I had, was that I raised money to go to Berkeley, but I was there on limited time. Like I only spent a semester and a half at Berkeley, but it was the equivalent of spending 5 years there because I was networking everything. Like I was taught.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, because I was there in 2019 and then 2020 pandemic hit. So that second semester we had to figure out what was happening, but I was still living in Boston because I was playing at a church out there. So I found this, I networked with this one kid that told me about the church that was out there that was looking for an organist. And at the time I was like, no, I'm in college. I don't want to play in no church. But then they told me it was, the salary that they were paying. I was like, I think I can show up on a Sunday or two. Praise God. I think I can do that one. So, but again, to that point, the preparation of, it wasn't, let me wait until year two. Let me wait until I graduate. It was more so, no, we got to do this now. We got to capitalize on the opportunity now so we can build for what an LA could look like for us, or, Right. So, and a lot of my peers don't think that way. And I think the game has also changed though too, because now you have social media where, you don't have to be in a big market to make an impact or a leap like that.
That is so true, man. The market has changed to the point to where it's made the world smaller. That's good and bad, because you can go viral overnight for something good, but you can make a mistake, and in 20 seconds, the world knows it too.
It's true.
So kudos for you for keeping your nose clean thus far.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you have a good environment with your mom and family to keep you focused and being a church boy. But with social media, it happened to you because you fast forwarded through 5 years of college with just one semester and an opportunity at the Apollo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is interesting, though. When you mentioned the Apollo, I was doing that while I was at Berkeley. And to that point, it was when I left Berkeley, and about 4 years later, once everybody graduated, that's when they wanted to start auditioning to do amateur night at the Apollo. And I was like, well, I did that first semester when I was here. Why'd you wait to audition? Because then some people will reach out like, well, how did you get this opportunity? Or can you have me, come back? I'm sorry. I gotta pace myself right now.
You're good.
Because I'm thinking about something. I ended up hosting amateur night 4 years after, or I started it when I went to college and everything at Berkeley. And then 4 years later, 2024, I ended up hosting Amateur Night after I won.
So you was doing like what Steve Harvey did.
Yeah, I was the first contestant ever in the 90-year history to ever come back as a former winner and then actually host. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So, but my point of saying that was when I started hosting, I saw some of the contestants, and some of the contestants I went to college with.
Wow.
So, it was like a full circle moment for me because I was like, wow, we had the same cards. We were in the same position. I was in the same classes you were in, but you just chose to wait. And you have the talent, you have the time, everything. But I mean, I guess everything happens for everybody at a different time and frame in their life. But I always just look at the idea of maximizing your moment. And going back to the social media side of things for me, if I hadn't capitalized on that moment or had the preparation, because it could have just been that one video and then boom, okay, that's what happened in my day. Okay, I went viral for a video. Anybody can go viral. We can go viral right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But how do you capitalize on that? And that was the thing I always
when preparation has an encounter with opportunity, manifestation happens. So you're ready. You're the gun is cocked, but when you have the opportunity, then you move on it. I have something that I put in my book, The Full Tank Life, which is podcast. It's kind of a peel off from the book. It's called the high five of goal setting.
This segment powered by Big Baller Brand.
Full Tank Podcast from the bench. Here's the question. How does a man get over heartbreak that he caused?
I would say you got to find out why you caused it and then don't do it again.
Yeah, the first stage is admitting. So you caused the heartache. It don't even have to be relationships. It could be your mom, your cousin, your best friend. How do you get over it when you know it's your fault? Come to Destiny Center. I'll show you how to get over that stuff. Come to church.
This segment powered by Big Baller Brand. Visit BigBallerBrandInc.com for the latest releases in clothing, shoes, and more. Triple B, Big Baller Brand.
If I'm talking to you, I should be able to let you know what I believe is in my heart for what's going to happen in my life in the next 5 hours, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, and 5 years. I call it the high five of goal setting. Give me a high five. High five. So a high five of goal setting is in 5 minutes, I should be able to, in detail, relay to you what I feel like is going to be happening in my life in the next 5 hours, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, and 5 years. If I don't have that information at the front of my mind, then I'm not planning enough. I don't have a vision board. I'm not dreaming enough, and I'm not prepared for it. And so I encourage people to have a vision board, have a dream, be able to accurately tell folks, I believe God is saying this for me in the next 5 years, 5 days, 5 months, 5 years. And somehow when you have that vision written, it jumps off the page and into your life. So walk us through we know it's going to happen for the next 5 hours because you're going to be on stage.
Yeah.
5 hours, 5 days, in the next 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years. What does that look like for you?
Okay. 5 hours, like you said, we doing this show. So 5 days, I will be looking back at film of this show. I'll be looking at, building from this moment, looking at the content, ways that I can, show people and engage with my following and build things from that. Hopefully looking at my email list, sending out an email to new people that came to the show. You said 5 weeks from now. 5 weeks from now, I'm probably going to be prepping to do another show. But I think I have a better idea of knowing. I'm always adding more to the show, so I'll probably know more about what the show is going to be like then in 5 weeks. 5 years.
5 months.
Oh, 5 months. 5 months. What's 5 months from now?
I'm declaring in 5 months you're going to have your next single out.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That's what this whole thing has been for me, though. This tour has been like the research and development. I've been able to see my audience outside of being on my phone and on social media. Now I get to see, okay, this is what my audience look like. This is what they want to hear. This is how they feel when I play certain things. And it kind of helps me know what to do next. So yeah, definitely gonna put the single out in 5 months. 5 years. I don't know what you're talking about.
You going on the road again?
That ain't me.
Damn, you die. Don't let me prophesy then. I ain't gonna prophesy.
I mean, would that be 31 by that point? Yeah, I probably have. Yeah, I have one maybe. But hopefully at that point, I'm definitely
twins.
You are wild, man. Nah, I ain't doing twins.
Rebuke your uncle, Doc. I'm playing with you.
I was gonna say, what's going on? We was doing good. Yeah, because you know you seen the behind the scenes of these shows. Some of these women get a little excited.
Oh,
so you don't do that. And I got a show tonight. I'm intrigued to see how this one gonna go.
Well, just don't go NBA and have you know, all these baby mamas.
Nah, see that's the thing too. I really am when it comes to that. I'm trying to be serious about that now.
Yes, sir.
Dating seriously, meeting people that are understanding what. You know, I'm not just trying to like just be out here like that, you know. But yeah, I mean, so it might happen. It might happen. I don't know, but that's a heck of a commitment.
So let's just play for a minute. Let's just play for a minute, okay? All these 8 ladies lined up with a balloon.
With the what? No, you talking about the pop the balloon joint?
And you walk out. What are you looking for? To keep them popping their balloons, Doc.
What am I looking for? You know what? If they pop their balloons, then I get it. I would want. I've always wanted to be on one of them shows though, just to try it out once though. But I don't know that.
They're gonna see this. You know you're gonna be on that.
Yeah.
So, but what are you looking for in a woman?
Wow. Man. So
what's she look like? What's the avatar? What's she look like?
Well, I can show you a couple pictures. I'll do that later though.
Oh, you know that, don't you?
Yeah. You know, here's the thing. What does she look? I mean, what does she look like? She look good. I think I think physical attraction has always got to be there. But now I'm also thinking like, can we have an actual conversation that makes sense to me and that doesn't bore you? Because I mean, I don't necessarily need to date a person that does music. I've done that before, and it's never really ended quite well for me.
Clashing visions?
Yeah, clashing visions, or what happens is it becomes a comparison thing.
Competitive.
Competition, so then they end up...
when you gonna do my song?
When you gonna do my song? Or I need to be at this point in my career before you do this. So it was always one of those situations. That's never a healthy environment to be in. But yeah, man, put me on the spot there, huh? I think somebody that has that compatibility right now, that understands what I'm building toward. Because sometimes people do look at me and they see, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. They see the social media stuff. They see all that stuff. And, I only have $3.27 on me. So don't get it twisted out here.
Yeah, I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you, nephew, but I care for you. This is my 3rd time around. So me and Julie have been married 25 years now, and it's been great. She's the greatest woman. For me, it's been great. We've been a blended family, like almost like a Black Brady Bunch. That's where the show, Thicker Than Water, the Tankards came from, because we a blended family. My kids, her kid, we made this awesome, network of a family, but she's my 3rd time around. Gotcha. I don't want that for you. I want you to get it right the first time.
I can't afford that.
Yeah. No extra child supports, no alimonies, no, when you going to pick your child up? I'm just, a lot of that would have been avoided had I had me in my life, like I'm in your life now, to a mentor or uncle to say, hey, Doc, hey, just kind of calm down. And you're doing the right thing, but to take it slow. Because I don't think men really sometimes know who they are until they're 30. Yeah, I got married at 23. First time I got married, I didn't know who I was. That was at 23. Then I get married again. I did get divorced and get married again at 28. I didn't know who she was. So I mean, I'm evolving. We talked about this at dinner. If you don't marry a rubber band, somebody that has a stretchable mentality, then if you get married and then God raises you to this next level, if they don't stretch with you, you're not incompatible. I got married the first time I was a dog catcher. So I met she's a great one. She's a great wife for a dog catcher. But when I became a musician, we're incompatible because she didn't sign up for Grammys. She signed up for dogs.
I know, I got you.
Nothing can take a brother down faster than the wrong woman.
Yeah.
And the same thing vice versa.
Yeah.
The wrong man could take a woman down too. I believe when you walk into a church, you can find a seat on your own. But when you allow the usher to seat you, most times you get a better seat. And so I look at life that way, okay, that when God gets ready to take you to the next level, he'll create an encounter with someone who's already a resident of that level so they can help usher you in to that level.
This segment empowered by CrefloDollarMinistries.org. Understanding grace, empowering change.
Ain't nothing like Creflo Dollar to change our script, boy. He get us on the right track. Give it up for Pastor Creflo A. Dollar. Jewel has an anointing in her own right. She's a financial whiz. She's a woman of God. She can preach. She's the preacher. I'm the teacher. She has her own schedule. So sometimes I get to go with her to this big women's conference. And we're in the hotel. They give us the honeymoon suite. I don't want it to go to waste. So she's meditating, trying to get ready for the message. And so I want to, put on the, the Luther. How many Lutherans we got? I'm trying to flirt with her, and she said, honey, leave me alone. I got to preach to 4,000 women. I said, baby, I'm just trying to help you, and lay hands on you. And so I kept on bugging. She said, honey, leave me alone. I'm trying to get into Jesus. I say, Jesus is in me. Don't that mean
What is your next comma? Because I don't just see you playing. I saw you speaking at a school.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the other commas in your life that you're doing.
I think right now, man, my heart is geared toward empowering the next Kofi or the next, Ben, to grow up and see that their potential can be actualized. And I think with my youth program that I've been doing called Beyond the Keys, every city that I visit.
Beyond the Keys.
Beyond the
That's
Keys.
Good, man.
Yeah, we go beyond the keys. We go deep into conversation about my upbringing. I have a documentary that I show, and then I do a fireside chat that's usually moderated by students, which is the really cool thing. So I got like middle school, high school students that are curating the entire thing. I'll have some of my team come in, but for the most part, I mean, from the tech running to the actual production of show or the whole event, I mean, it's student based. It's all student, involved. And I wanted it to be like that from the jump because, again, I want my younger generation that ain't too far from me to see like, hey, I can do this.
That's powerful. Let me go out on a limb. I'm thinking, and we're gonna put your information in the link so people can find you. But I'm thinking there's a grant writer out there that God can bring into your life. That there must be some grant funds for somebody that's doing such a good work like that. Get your nonprofit going, some grant money going, so you can take this thing to the next level.
And it's interesting you mentioned that because I have been working with a fiduciary sponsor, fiscal agent to create my new scholarship fund. So this next month we're going to actually launch a scholarship fund, and I ain't going to announce the school yet. I don't know when it's coming out, but in November we're planning to pilot it in my hometown in Akron. Me and one of the basketball players from the Cavs, my friend Larry Nance Jr., decided to team up with me, and so we're aiming to build that up too. So to that point, However, if you are out there and you want to be involved with helping build what Beyond the Keys is about, please reach out to me, DM me. I ain't hard to find now. We are doing special things, but it's beyond me at this point. I mean, when I'm able to see these kids get inspired by the stories that they're hearing. This one girl, I was in California, and I always do like a Q&A with the kids, and some kids ask questions like, what was it like working with Steph Curry? Or, do you know LeBron? I get those questions a lot. Right. But this one girl, she came up to me and she said, do you know how many people you inspire? And I was like, wow. She's like, because I'm one of them.
Wow.
A little girl. And you just never know. You never know. Especially, I remember being that age because, I'm 26, so I was 18 like 2 days ago. I remember being that kid that just when I saw somebody
impressionable.
Yeah. When I saw them, I wanted to be them. Maybe at least for that week. It was like I wore the same shoes that person wore. I drank my coffee the way they drank their coffee. Just little things like that. So I'm always mindful to know like the next generation is looking at me more than I could ever look at myself. And it might not even be piano. Like if I walk in with some nice shoes on, that's enough for them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
exactly.
That's what I'm seeing when I do these youth engagements, and being able to talk to them in the morning and then talk to their mama at night has been a fun journey.
That's awesome, man. Man, I could not be more proud of you. Your future is so bright. You need shades, man. Who do you want to work with? Who's out there that you'd like that maybe watching this podcast that you'd like to collaborate with?
In the jazz world, I would say that I've always looked up to some of the legends, like yourself, like Gerald Albright. I mean, my goodness, so many different people. So, I mean, I think when I do my first record or my first album or my debut, I got an EP that I did when I was 16.
Right.
But when I come out with this new project, I do want to have it feature some of that smooth jazz legends on there. So, yeah, I mean, I think about that. I think about Norman. Just kind of, I want to have all the guys on it. I'm like, why not?
Right.
Why not? But even when it comes to like vocalists, I love there's this guy named Giveon. I like Giveon.
Now, do you sing too?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I do. I feel like if you can't possibly play keys and not sing, you sing a little bit, don't you? Oh, you say you don't read music. So
I'm that guy.
We can't.
That can play keys. That can't sing.
Let's take you out the equation.
And would I be sure?
They going to sleep now. they ain't even watching no more.
Stay in your lane. I sang 10 or 12 miles from here.
Stupid.
So you're working with the youth, you're working with your foundation, you're touring the world, get ready to record your releases for the coming year here. What else is going on?
I have my production company, so we continue to make content, and what we're doing now, we're not just making content for me. I'm working with other companies and brands to be able to put their vision to life. My background. Go ahead.
That's smart because your ability to do the reels and stuff. That's a business, man. You should just really push that.
You know what? Because we were talking about that, about how much the game has changed. But even for you, how you said you put the hook on your songs before
the intro.
Yep, in the intro. So you use the hook as an intro. And for me, I have to get your attention in the first 3 seconds of you watching. So it's kind of like the similar method, though. And I don't know if people really know about that when it comes to creating content. Like that's kind of like the best way to do it is, you got to engage people off rip. So yeah, I mean, I think. Maybe I should do like a class or
you should do a mastermind because that nugget right there is so powerful. Because everybody is posting, everybody thinks they're an influencer. This man just gave y'all some game. He said that within the first 3 seconds.
3 seconds, man.
You need to do something to keep them to stay to the end.
Yeah, or at least to keep them watching. Some people, when you scrolling through your phone, if you see something, you naturally just, all right, that was cool. You just keep flicking, and you'll flick within 2 seconds. It takes the brain It takes the brain less than honestly 0.05 seconds to realize it's something that they really want to, entertain.
Yeah.
So
you can't be taking it all year to get there.
No, but But you can see that in how so many different videos work. I study that stuff because I love doing it. I mean, so I look at all these different videos. I know what a viral video is before it becomes viral at this point. Whether it be through a music video or like a lifestyle content video, I can just tell when you see certain things on the algorithms and all that stuff. It's a science at this point. You kind of but I fall in love with the process of it too. So I like that just as much as I like making music.
Man, I'm so proud of you. We have had an exciting time with my nephew here, Kofi B.
Thank you, Unc.
And, I just declare the best in your life, man. How can people reach you?
Yeah, you can continue to support what I do at KofiBmusic.com. Add me on social media at Kofi B Music, Kofi B Music, all one word, and many places where you can find what I do.
And he'll see you at the top. We'll see you next time on Full Tank Podcast. Take care now.
You are enjoying the Full Tank Podcast, sponsored in part by Faith Words. Want a taste of my best-selling book, The Full Tank Life? Go to thefulltanklife.com and pull down a free sample chapter and order the book.
Today, my friend Ben Tankard has become known as the Godfather of gospel jazz. He sold millions of albums, pastors a church, travels the world sharing his music. Like with Ben, God is working behind the scenes, lining up what you need.
Please listen carefully.